All right, welcome back to PGF Racing. Straight to it, the Passover week or Passover day and the crucifixion. Do Matthew, Mark, and Luke tell a different story than John? Does John have Christ telling that the crucifixion happened before the Passover meal? To me, this doesn't make sense. I think they're all telling the same story, and they have a common theme. That's the day of preparation. They all mention it. If we utilize that as our basis point, we can build a narrative of what was before and what was after. So let's take a look at the story. And we're going to begin the story on the first day of unleavened bread when they were killing the Passover. And where will you that having gone, we may prepare that you may eat the Passover. Now, we say that prepare the Passover. We think, okay, well, this is the preparation day of the Passover, because over here it says it was the preparation day of the Passover. It was the 6th hour crucify him. So we know that crucify him happened after Jesus ate the meal. So how can this be the preparation, preparing for the Passover, and this also be the preparation of the Passover? Where it gets confusing for people, we think of the English narrative of what means Passover, or preparation. And preparation only means, what it only really means is just Friday. Let's take a look at that. So that word, paraskivi in Greek just means Friday. So once we understand that, we see that when it says it was the preparation of Passover, it means that it was Friday. And over here, they're preparing the Passover. Over here, it was the Friday of the Passover week. And then now evening come, seeing it was the preparation, that is the day before the Sabbath, so Friday before Saturday. And then the next day that followed the day of the preparation. So this followed the day of the preparation. And then Luke said the day of preparation, the Sabbath was approaching. So the Sabbath is starting to come near. So now we've mentioned Matthew, John, Mark, Luke. Let's see, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. So yeah, we've mentioned them all. They all agree what the timing is. And so I don't think they're telling a different narrative, or I don't believe they're telling a different narrative. They're all telling the same narrative. Let's look at a little bit closer and look at these yellow words. So, and the first day, we know this is when they were making ready the Passover. And then at evening come, he sat with the 12 disciples and ate or eat. And then down below here, Caiaphas says, they led therefore Jesus from Caiaphas unto the praetorium. We know this happens after Jesus ate. And it was early, and they themselves did not enter the praetorium, that they may not be defiled, but that they might eat the Passover also. So Jesus had already ate, the disciples already ate, but these gentlemen have not ate yet. And they still had time to eat. According to the law, you do not eat of it raw or boiled in water at all, but roast with fire its head with its legs and with its innards, and you do not leave it until the morning. That was remaining until the morning you burn with fire. So there's still plenty of time to eat. Now it is getting closer to daybreak, but it's not daybreak yet. It's still night, and they have time to eat the Passover still. So it makes a lot of sense. It's still the same story. They're all telling the same narrative. Now, in the daylight over here, it says it was the preparation, or the Friday of Passover, and it was the 6th hour, and they said crucify him. We know they said crucify him after the events shown over here. Then it says, the Jews, therefore, that the bodies might not remain on the Sabbath the cross. On the Sabbath, it was the preparation, or the Friday, for that Sabbath was a great one. So this was the feast day, or the first day of unleavened bread. Here was the Passover, and this is the first day of unleavened bread. And so the first day was a holy convocation day. It was a high Sabbath. Asked Pilate that their legs might be broken, and they are taken away. The soldiers therefore came, and they indeed broke the legs of the first and of the other who was crucified, but they didn't break Jesus' legs. So now night comes, evening comes, seeing it was the preparation, that is before the Sabbath. Interesting here. It's still night, and it's before the Sabbath. There's a lot of verses that point to this type of thinking. That is highly debated, however. I believe this is the narrative. When did a day begin? To begin at day or night? And there's a lot of support for beginning of the day. So Joseph of Arimathea, an honorable counselor, also himself was waiting for the kingdom of God, came boldly, entered into Pilate, and asked for the body of Jesus. And it was the day of the preparation, and the Sabbath was approaching. Here in Luke, this is still talking about Joseph of Arimathea coming at night, and the Sabbath was approaching, and it's already dark. So some things to think about. The next day that followed, the day of the preparation. So this follows the day of the preparation, the next day. And we see that the Sabbath was approaching, was the day of preparation, or Friday. So this is the Sabbath over here. So just some things to think about. I hope it's helpful. I don't expect everyone to just jump ship and change their views. However, it's something to meditate on and study and kind of figure out what makes the most sense. Of course, it's not necessarily what makes the most sense, but what is truth that we should be seeking for. As always, love you lots. PGF Racing out. Have a great day.